Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kesiwegbe. If this is your first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Today we'll be learning how to make a large Ankara picture frame. Let's get started. For this project, we'll be using Mod Podge or top bond, paint brushes, transparent glass, I also have some gemstone or glitters, and I have my carton or cardstock, very hard cardstock. So the carton I'm using, it's really hard. It's a type for electronics, TV, fridge, and so on. So the first thing I did was I measured out my carton, and I'm going to show you guys the measurement. You can see I have two of these, and for the width it is 16 inches, and for the length we have 18 inches. So I cut this into two places, 16, 18 inches. Next thing I did was I cut out two pieces of my carton, and I cut out 16 inches by 4.5 inch into two places, which I'm placing on the right and on the left, and then I cut out another piece of carton, which would be 9 inches by 3.5, because that is what we fit into that place at the top there. I won't be adding any one to the bottom because that is where the picture will slide in through. So I'm cutting 9 by 3.5 inches, which I will attach at the top. Proceeding, I'll take one of the base and then begin to apply this carton that will act as pillars. I'm using my Mod Podge, or you can call it top bond. I'm applying this on one side of these pillars, and I'm just going to place them on the right and on the left and at the top. So just keep watching, you see what I'm doing. Next, I'll place a fabric on my table and then place the base, the carton base, over it. Apply Mod Podge on the back of the carton base and stick it to my fabric. So what I'm basically doing right now is I'm trying to cut out the fabric that will fit into that carton, and I'm just adding a few allowance of about 1 inch or 2 to the sides. Next, I'll pick up my second carton of 16 by 18 inches, and then I'm going to try to create an opening. And to do this, I will measure 3.5 at the base. In the middle there, I'll mark that point. I'll come over to the top, measure 3.5, I'll mark that point. I'll measure 4.5 on the sides, on both sides. I'll mark it up, and then I'll complete the markings to form like a square, and then I'll open up the square. Next thing I'll do is I'll take another fabric and I'll cover up the opening on the first base that I laid with fabric, so that opening will no longer show. And for this, you can be creative. You can use a plain color, or you can use any color that will blend with the main fabric you're using. But I just use the same fabric, but I would advise you to be creative with it so that it can look really nice even before you insert the picture inside. Once I'm done laying this up, I need to ensure that the opening, it's really deep. It has all the shapes that shows that there's a double carton laying there. You can see I'm using the scissors to make sure it's really flat and the shape shows, so that when you place the picture, it can relax on the carton, on that part. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to ensure that the shape there really comes out. So the next phase will be to cover this opening with fabric, and this is how I'll do it. First, I'll place the carton on the fabric, and then I'll cut out the borders, ensuring that I have about 1 inch space on all the sides. Then I'll try to create the opening, which I'll be doing in a minute. To create the opening, I'll be drawing my lines sideways, but you can just watch to see how I'll be creating this opening. So when you're done with folding up the sides, this is how it's supposed to look like, and this will go on top of the base. And I'm supposed to place a glass in between if you're making the picture frame with glass, but I won't be doing that because I found that my glass is a bit smaller than my opening, so it won't sit properly. So please, if you are cutting your glass, make sure it is bigger than your opening. If your opening, measure your opening. If it is 4 by 5 inches, your glass should be probably 6 by 5 inches, so that it can sit properly and be fully covered. So I won't be using this, but if you're using your glass, all you need to do is apply your gum to the sides of the glass and place it on top of the base, and then you would apply your Mod Podge over the top, the bottom of the top, like I'm doing. But I won't be applying the Mod Podge on the base because I don't want the base to close up, since that is where the picture will slide in from. Okay, so you apply this all over the side and the top, and then you attach it to the base of the picture frame, and that's just how it's done. Then you can add trimmings to the sides. Before you apply this on the base, you can add some lace to the sides to just give it some kind of design if you want that, or you can just be creative with it. But this is the basic of how it's done. And why I'm applying the Mod Podge over it is to make it dirt resistant, so that it doesn't absorb dirt so much. So that's why I'm applying that to the top of the picture frame and the back and everything. And then I'm just applying, adding my stones to it to give it that kind of shine. You can add glitters if you want. You can just be creative with this part. It's endless. Your creativity can be endless, you know. So, but this is how the big or large picture frame is done. So lastly, I would need to add my hooks to it, and to do that I'll be measuring my the top, which is about 16 or 18 inches, and then I'll just divide it up and look for the equal part to put the hooks. Okay, so I'll add my stick gum to it because it's firmer, and then I'll just place it there. And you can put any heavy objects on top to ensure that it is actually glued to the picture frame. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. And if you made yours and you want to share with me, you can do that on Instagram or on our Facebook. See you next time. Bye bye.